except the white hair. When we start coloring it, he said that I forgot to color this.
I disagree there.
Don't fight the change. Accept it. Because that is the It's funny. More people do that in US than in India. So all the preachers who come from India, they found it so fascinating that everybody colors the hair over here. And this Ramesh Bhai Oza, he always makes fun of it. He says, well, I see people, coloring their hair here all the time and this and that, but it stays then the white starts coming back again. And then, how do you take care of that? He said, maybe you should drink the black dye. So it comes out of... He says, don't fight. Don't fight. Just accept it. Everything. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with it. So it's the consciousness. If you think of consciousness, it makes it easy to accept. Because the change is always going to happen. The change is always there. And when you fight the change, that's when the suffering starts. And the fighting comes only when you get attached to one particular form. In your kaleidoscope, you keep on turning, and you come up with all this beautiful design created with these glass beads and all that. You just love it. But you let it go. It's going to keep changing. But the moment you get hooked on one particular image, and he says, I want that, he cannot. The kaleidoscope keeps on changing. It's like we all want these frozen moments in our life. But it's not frozen. It's a continuous experience of this change. Change is consciousness. Change is built into the consciousness. It's the shift of energy that's going to keep taking place. It's like we are standing here, and the kaleidoscope is continuously going. All of a sudden you see that all the elderly people are gone, but all these new babies are coming in, and this change is continuously happening. And as long as you are ready to accept that change and go from moment to moment to moment to moment, you are in equilibrium. And when you get attached to one thing, then you get dragging yourself.
Is it change is the nature of energy?
Consciousness. Energy constantly keeps on changing. Energy is the flow of energy. Energy never gets destroyed, and science knows that.
Right.
It gets transformed from one into another. Just about 165 million years, right?
But does it have to always change?
That's
the question. Why does it?
That's the nature of consciousness. Right. No one can tell.
No, that question will be answered when you go beyond the state of samadhi. There is one question is like, let's say that this is the consciousness, right? Consciousness is like energy, field of energy, and then it goes into the material form. But then why it is happening?
Yeah.
Right? That answer is you get the answer when you are in the state of samadhi.
See, science is limited. See, right now we are asking questions with our minds. But when we go beyond the mind, you will get all the answers. That's what they say. Then there won't be, when no questions are left, that's when you are reached in a state of
samadhi. Then you get all the answers.
You get all the answers.
If there are no questions, why answers?
Answers will keep coming to you. There won't be any questions. Then you will look for questions.
Right.
Like Jeopardy. What is this? What is that? Right? So they give you answers first.
Right.
So they say now, looking at a bigger picture, they have this brain theory now. It's called BRANE, brain theory. So because based on membranes. So they say that our universe is a part of a lot bigger picture. So they say there are two membranes. They're undulating membranes all the time. They're side by side. And then whenever 2 points touch each other, that's when the explosion takes place, because they're full of energy. And they've been circling around for eons. You talk about eternity. And during that circling, they come in contact with each other at different places. And every time it comes in contact, and wherever it comes in contact, there is a new universe being created.
Oh.
So talk about membrane with astronomical size.
That's a theory, though.
That's a theory, but
That's
so
a
far,
theory.
but so far nobody has been able to contest from mathematical point of view. That theory has been proposed for, I would say, at least 8-9 years now, and it's still, nobody has been able to contest it so far.
Right.
So
But
it's still holding true.
I think it is true because, the like energy is transiting from nothing into matter. So now just imagine that the possibilities are unlimited. So this is a possibility, like the membrane of matter in a very giant scale which we can't imagine. So it is a possibility.
It's a
It is
membrane
still
of
part of
matter
the
or
cosmos.
membrane of energy?
Kind of energy, but wherever it strikes against each other, see what happens is the energy, when it gets disturbed, right, it starts spinning like an eddy in a water current.
Right.
If it's just a flow, then it's just a river. But when it gets caught into something and it creates like an eddy, it creates particles.
Right.
So we are just the end product of something happening at the energy level.
Something blocking the energy.
Not blocking, but the energy
Disturbing.
twisting by itself, like within itself.
Right.
You know, let's just put it that way.
Right.
And that's the best explanation you can do is
Right.
just that eddies are formed that creates the subatom. That's why I say in a linear accelerator, which
Right.
is spread out over like hundreds of miles, they fire an atom, one atom on one side, another atom on side. There, where that bangs, it creates the mass of atom A plus mass of atom B, and then you add up all the subatomic particles which are created from the bang. It always more than A plus B.
Oh, I
So
see.
there is some extra matter is being created by that banging.
By explosion.
Right. So when that collision takes place, some matter is created. And that matter has a finite shape, finite size, and finite existence.
Right.
Some of them, and you can photograph them. You know, there was in a book, Capra, the Tao of Physics. It's a beautiful book. So that's what he said. He showed the experiment, right? He says that all these particles you can photograph, you can name them, and weight, you can check their weight and everything. And then some of them last for 2 seconds, 20 seconds, 2 minutes, 20 minutes, and they disappear. Where did they come from? And where did they disappear into? Nobody knows. But it's the energy. So that again it creates. So it's a constant flow. So what is going on? So basically the rishis said that once you realize all these things, all the objects are consciousness. All our sense organs, including because we are the objects, is also consciousness. And the interaction between the two is also consciousness. That energy is full of vitality, the chaitanya they call, right? You know, you cannot really translate into English, but chaitanya that you feel is part of it. And that's only one of the features. There are so many features of the consciousness that's innumerable, but that's one of the features is chaitanya. So Sat, Chit and Anand. So the experience you get is the Anand that's built into it. So the different steps we're going through of the 15 steps. So they say prana basically is the expression throughout in this is the experience is a result of prana. Prana is everywhere, right? So when you do pranayam, what are you doing? You're inviting more prana into your body, right? And you realize that all the thoughts that you have, all the objects that you have is all Brahma, nothing but Brahma. And once you lose that concept of material thoughts, that's when you start breaking yourself free. Right now you are bound by your attachments and everything, so it does not let you really walk free. And Chinmanan puts you really beautifully. He says it's like a spider. Spider has 6 legs, right? So that way our senses, we have 10 legs. So we have 5 legs of 5 senses of perception. The eyes, the touch, the nose, the smell and everything. And 5 organs of action. The arms, the legs, the tongue and the 2 holes. With the 10 legs, we are having this matter experience. But how far can you go? So these are our 10 crutches. On crutches, we're going from one person, one object, one experience, one this, one that. How far can you go? The spider, when does he fly? He throws the silk thread.
No, then it's
Attach yourself to the consciousness, then you fly. Then crutch experience will be gone. Then you'll be free. So you have to cut out all these crutches. And that can happen at the mind level, and then intellect level, and the consciousness level. So you have to come out of all that. And that only way to do is meditation. That path has been laid down by the consciousness itself, because it was not available so far to the animals. It's available to us. And there is no religion, there is no name to it. It's consciousness religion. Consciousness here, come, and the rishis found out.
right.
And now they're passing on this knowledge to us, so we get to meditate. But how do you meditate? Without this background, if you meditate, it's no good.
Right.
You know, then they say, well, meditation doesn't work, it doesn't do this. I tried, That is very, he says, it's not easy. The thoughts come on the way.